I'm Timo. I'm a second-year iPhD student at the Centre for Cancer Immunology at the University of Southampton, and I'm studying, well, I guess as the name sort of suggests, the immunology and cell biology of cancer. My project specifically focuses on T regulatory cells, which are a subset of immune cells that can sometimes infiltrate a cancer and dampen a host's immune response against that cancer. So I'm trying to find a way to get rid of these Tregs, basically, so that we can improve the effects of cancer immunotherapies in those patients. Your immune system plays a big part in the cells that are actually in a cancer. You actually get lots of different immune cells infiltrating a cancer, so to say. Some of these are good, some of these are bad. For example, you have cells called CD8 T cells, which are very good at killing cancer cells. But then you have Tregs, which are the cells that I'm working on, which stop these CD8 T cells from doing their job and killing the cancer. So basically, I'm trying to see, is there a new way in which we can get rid of these Tregs so that the CD8 T cells can do their job properly and get rid of the cancer? Yeah, so obviously the eventual aim is for my research to hopefully translate into a therapy that can be used on patients. That's really sort of a bedrock of what the work we do at the Centre for Cancer Immunology is about. We are really focused on sort of what we call bench to bedside results, which means we try and translate it as quickly and effectively as possible from a treatment that works in the lab to getting it into patients. So obviously it's still early days yet in this project. It'll be a number of years before these sort of treatments even start being introduced in clinical trials. But even if the results are negative, I'm hoping that at least other scientists will be able to build up upon the research that I've created. Hopefully, improve on it in the future. So for me, it's really a combination of different factors. I enjoy the feeling that I'm sort of contributing to pushing the boundaries of knowledge that we have of this field. So, even if my results, for whatever reason, don't go well, and I unfortunately get negative results, the therapy doesn't work or whatever, at least then we've shown that isn't the case, that other people shouldn't pursue this line. And for me, that's sort of a really big driver for me, is being able to contribute positively to society in some way. So to me, that mostly, it means basically scientific research means pushing the boundaries of what humanity knows, I guess specifically in the sciences though. So research is all about improving our knowledge and adding and contributing to the state of knowledge that we have in the world. And so that's mostly what it means to me. Just being able to, being a part, that's for me is really important, being a part of being able to push the frontiers and boundaries of that knowledge further. I'd say that probably the main qualities of being a good scientist are actually mostly about your drive and your passion and your resilience. Not so much about, obviously being able to understand things is important and being able to develop that sort of baseline knowledge. But I think if you're passionate, curious, driven, and resilient, then you have the perfect qualities for a good scientist. Because as every scientist knows, things go wrong a lot when you're doing scientific research. They go wrong all the time. And you need to sort of have that drive to be able to just push through it and say, you know what, I'm not going to let this set me back. I'm going to try it again. I'm going to alter this parameter and I will get that result in the end, even if it takes 100 more tries. Because it is really easy to feel down when your experiments don't work for weeks in a row and you're sort of wondering, what on earth can I do? But it's about sort of pushing through that slump and just making sure you keep going. And then, talking to different people, how did you do this in the past? Do you have any tips or tricks? And then, just talk to people, and eventually you'll push through. And then that feeling when it finally works after weeks and weeks of it not working, it's a feeling that's sort of like second to none. You're just like, oh, it finally works. You're so relieved, and it's such a good feeling. And especially if the results end up being significant and exactly what you were hoping for, even better than you were hoping for. It's such a great feeling when that comes along.